Hello everyone, this is Barbara Iris Alsu of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone here to do some more watercolor painting. I hope you have your canvas pad, and this you get from an art supply store, as opposed to just regular watercolor paper. Absorbs the paint better for watercolor. And in addition, have your palette of watercolor paints that are non-toxic. Get them in an art supply store also. You need artist sponge, artist professional eraser, and artist brushes. They should be also in the art supply store. You need color pencils. They don't have to be from the art supply store, but to match as close as you can to your painting. You should also hopefully be able to use your imagination and draw, but if you're not, you need props. And the props, please do not copy exactly as the prop, because that would be stealing another artist's work. You can also use a live person or pet to do your artwork from, but if need be, if you can't draw at all, you can use a computer printout, but just get a good quality paper, not just the flimsy normal copy paper that comes in the computer. You need to have in your printer a better quality paper. If you're going to, like I said, do this, it's best to have canvas, so you definitely need a better quality. All right, and you can enter jury shows even with the computer printout that you're just painting over. That's totally fine, and it's acceptable. So that therefore you can use it in a commercial basis also. It is still your original artwork if you're painting over. Please, Platinos, don't do that. Don't scratch down there. No, honey. No, honey. No, honey. Scratching the floor. He just woke up and he's just not thinking. He's scratching my wood floor and in the corner there, and it's not going to really show too much, but still, I don't want the floor. He should know better. He's a year-old puppy. All right, Platinos, good. I'm glad you stopped. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. So if you want to come to my lap, you can. Say hello to everybody. All right, so I hope you have your line drawing done. And if not, do what you love to do. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm doing a portrait of my late father, but you do something. You don't have to do a portrait. Do anything that you like. You like pets or whatever you like to do. Your favorite hobby. That's what you should be painting. And don't worry about it being perfect. Even if you've never painted before, just enjoy. Just think positive thoughts that it's going to come out right, and just enjoy. And ignore any comments from anybody if they're saying something. It's your first time, especially, please just ignore what anyone says and just have a wonderful time doing this. That's what my mom always would say every time I would paint when I was a child, and she grew my love for painting. I didn't need any more inspiration, and she was my greatest mentor. And if you don't have white in your palette, most palettes don't, you're going to need a liquid white. So it comes in a tube, and that you'll also need. There are some palettes that do have white, but mine at this present time does not. You always do light colors first, then dark. This way, the dark colors don't bleed into the light colors. Okay. Try to put the camera down. Excuse me. I know you can mix your paints right on your palette too. You don't have to have another palette. You can use the inside part of your paint set. When you're mixing your paints, you know, you put down the white. You don't need to put your liquid white. You don't have to put down water. You just put the liquid white and then put your paint with it. And forgive me, please, you know, for the little delay with getting on. Google Hangouts would not go right on. And plus, I'm supposed to be on at 5, and somebody called me, a friend of mine, which he knows that I'm on at 5. Why does he do that? Monday through Thursday, every single day, Monday through Thursday, unless an emergency comes up. So there's no reason why someone's calling me. I can't take clients calling me at 5. 5 is when I need to be on. Oh, gosh. That's not a close friend of mine, but, you know, just an acquaintance, and he should know. He knows by now. It's been a year I've been doing this, approximately. I appreciate the friendship, but, you know. You know, I decided I don't think I'm going to answer the phone at all. I'm just going to let it ring. It's probably going to be ringing and annoying you, but I'm just going to let it ring. Because people should know better, and they're just not knowing better. I don't know what it is. I used to always answer the phone because I've applied for social media jobs, and you know, while I'm still doing what I'm doing, but, you know, I applied for positions, you know, time that I'm not doing this show, and unfortunately, haven't found one that's to my liking. I mean, I would definitely work for. I had 2 wonderful authors, but I didn't want to move to California. And that was a really nice offer. 2 leading book sellers with the New York Times, and it would have been wonderful. But I'm not going to reside in California. Just not for me. Not for me. And I would have loved it if it was in our state of New Jersey. And another thing, with social media, I want to just do social media. I don't want to be an IT person. I don't want to do, that's a second job, that's a second person. Or another job that I see required with sometimes social media, they try to get you to do another second job of demonstrator. That's a separate job. You need a demonstrator, and you need someone that's a social media expert. You need your IT person. You need a social media expert separate. You can't combine two things or even three things, which is ridiculous. And I can look to see how algorithms are, and how you're doing as far as online, your traffic and everything else. But I am not going to be doing it. It's ridiculous that I should be doing two other jobs or one other job besides that. It's enough just to do the social media. And that is what I specialize in. That is what I want to do. And, I am not able to do the other things. If anybody wants, call me after the show. More than happy to take a social media position. And I'm great with a computer because I worked the first computer there was, and there wasn't much training. The person that was in the prior position was about to give birth. She had to go to the hospital to give birth. I had to just read and research how to work an entire computerized system, report to the president. The company was Projection Optics. And I was age 18. I was just a computer whiz. I don't even know how. I never had training in computer, but I just was great with anything with office work. And I could do it because my father ran a business, and I was able to do that from early on as a kid. So I was able to run, help run his office. And therefore, I was able to, run anybody else's office. But as far as a social media position, you should not be including, whoever is listening, IT people, and demonstrator. Demonstrator is a separate job also. And you're asking one person to do 2 or 3 jobs, and that's not going to be to your advantage. I'd rather take less money and do it right than to take something that I am not an expert in with IT work. I mean, I'm a great computer whiz, but I'm just not, able to do that. And work on security and everything else. I can tell you what's working and not working. And after 5 weeks having my own business, now going on 3 years, I was able to get front page Google after 5 weeks. Kept it almost 3 years now. And this was by the Google bots. So the criteria for doing the best social media I can do. Plus, I could do a reality show for you. If you need cooking, I can do cooking demonstrations. So I tie in very nicely with supermarkets. Anything to do with food. Especially health food, because that's what I cook, is healthy food. You're wondering why I'm putting my arm up. The light is on timer. It goes off, so I have to put my arm up to put it back on. So I put everything on timer. My late father was almost 96, and his hair was not all gray. He still had quite a bit of black hair. God bless him. And how he was healthy. Just had a tragic accident. He slipped on a water grate plate during freezing rain, coming home all the way from Union, New Jersey to West Orange. He was took a haircut, told him not to go that day, but he had a meeting with his war veterans, which they had no business calling for, and I let them have it. I said, how in the world could you call for a meeting? He went out to get a haircut to look his best, and it was ridiculous. You don't have men in their 80s and 90s going to a meeting when it was crazy winter weather off and on, either freezing rain or snow. I mean, that was nuts in February. And, that wasn't this past February, it was over a year now. So. And he severely wounded his shoulder and arm. You're not supposed to have surgery on a severe wounded shoulder and arm. You should have just had it in the sling and just heal on his own. And that's what he should have did. They made him an error, the Veterans Hospital. Big error. They didn't have a brain surgeon. They didn't know what they were doing. Because he came through like they said he would. He didn't have any bleeding after surgery. He wasn't supposed to be having any problems. They even put him on physical therapy. They thought everything's fine. It led to bleeding of the brain. So, wonderful father lost his life needlessly. Just would have been here. He's with me in spirit. I know that. Now, I normally do not paint any portraits. I painted 2 in my whole life when I was younger, many, many years ago, as a kid, but I haven't in my whole entire life. But I'm doing this out of love for my late father. I just want to see a big painting of him hanging on my wall. So portrait tours are not my thing. Never were. We're doing a great big garage sale on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this coming week. And every time you spend $5, you can get a Shop for a Cause ticket. And that's a great thing because you can give it to your family, you can give it to your friends, and they get a discount August 26th to 28th, the whole entire weekend. And they can shop in any store across the nation and get 25% off, and even sale and designer items. Most items are included, which is incredible. I can't even believe. And not only that, but you might win their giveaway for a gift certificate. And they give to each store a gift certificate. I believe it's $500 from every store that they're giving away. And that is amazing. You can use it for anything in the store. There's special, things going on in the stores. Sometimes they have free food they're giving away. It's delicious pastry. Last time I went, oh gosh, it was incredible. I hope they do that again. I can't tell you what they're going to do for sure, but they have demonstrations at times, entertainment, beautiful music. It's a very nice day. And always let your painting dry. Like, don't do one section and just keep putting, a lot of water on. Put very little water and always go on to the next section. You need several layers, so don't plan on just doing one layer. You got to do several at least, sometimes more depending on what you're doing. When I did the building recently, tall buildings, I did about 10 layers, twice as much. So it really depends on what you're painting. I'm going to put my, try to make a wine color background. I hope everybody is drinking plenty of liquids because it is very humid out and very hot. It's normally not this hot. It is just so hot for this time of year. It's like August already. It's in the 90s and such great humidity. So please, make sure plenty of liquids. I find it good if you can't drink a lot of liquids, make a nice iced tea and put it in the refrigerator. I make hot tea and then I put it in the refrigerator. What's left, I make in a teapot, and that's a great idea to do. Have it on hand. To make this color, I just put a little blue and a little red. Very little water. And with weather like this, it's great to eat salads. I had salad today, some egg salad and green bean salad, and some beets. Even though, well, Dr. Sabi says that beets aren't really um, as nutritious as once thought, but yet they're still okay to eat, and that's because they're hybrid. They're not, I didn't know that. I kept eating. I was, eating different vegetables and things, not knowing. Same thing with broccoli too, he said. But it's a hybrid. But I still eat, some of it. I don't eat as much, but I do enjoy it. It's filling. And another thing, I have mangoes, really good fruit that on this kind of weather, it's so good to have. pears, plums definitely will give you the proper water that you need, and yet it's not something. Plums are a fruit that won't make you have to run always to the bathroom. You can eat, plums throughout the day and not have a problem. Other fruits you could eat, and you're going to tend to have to go more. So it's like if you're doing your work, it's a great fruit to have. And the tea I drink is chickweed tea, and that also will help your bladder function properly. So drinking that, you're not going to be having to run constantly. You drink that throughout the day, and it won't make you constantly have to run to the bathroom. And it's excellent for your digestion in every way. Very healthy tea. And like I said, it makes a great, I've been making a pot and then making the iced tea right from there. And I don't even put any sugar or anything. It tastes good the way it is. At first having it, it was a difference. I put a little coconut sugar or date sugar in, but I'm okay. Got used to it. When you're doing your painting, if you have a painting this size, as you can see, I'm doing gentle brush strokes. But if you have a small area, you can't even dot on your paint. So just gentle brush strokes, or even dot on if you need to in a certain small area. This Thursday, I have to go to Social Security again. I approved the spend down. I approved the arrears spend down. Because my father passed away, I had to, do that and do the arrears spend down. And that's from my former husband paying me finally support after over 20 years. So the thing is, I have to go to an informal hearing, and it's on a Thursday, and it's going to be next Thursday again. So if they keep me all day, please forgive. I'm not going to be able to do our show Thursday, possibly. I'm not sure. It couldn't be Friday. Had to be Thursday. Friday is a good day. My son is off half a day. No, had to make it. And I'm not giving up, because I know I did the spend down on everything, and I do not have any money left from my late father, whatever he left me. That went to taxes, his bills, his back bills. When he passed away, there was bills that didn't come right away, and I didn't even know where they were. He put them aside. He didn't know what he was doing the last days. And that's that. And then I put the rest into repairing the home. I'm not giving up, because, like I said, I proved it to the caseworker. She said, I proved it. I should get everything back. But then they're asking for more things. And I asked legal aid, and legal aid said that's a good sign. I couldn't understand why I proved the spend down and why they would ask for the arrear spend down, and she said that's a good sign. So it wasn't as simple as the caseworker told me, that I would just get it back after 2 months. It's been 4 months now. She was mistaken. I have an attorney who's ready to sue if, God forbid, I have to. I really shouldn't have to. I should just make this waiver. And when I first went to Social Security and SSI, I told them I was getting temporary disability, exactly the amount. And then 9 months later, they asked me, after getting it, like a day, I got it the first day I went down, the next day I got SSI. I got it so fast that they said they gave me an overpayment, and I proved the spend down. Like I said, I proved it right away when I first told them about it, and I proved my spend down. And I proved it 9 months later when they asked for it. And they never told me about a waiver. So being I never knew you do a waiver, there was, they considered it an overpayment. And they were taking that from my checks every month. But that was their mistake. I got my SSI the next day after applying, and they knew I had all the records, all the copies of the checks and everything, and they never told me anything about doing a waiver. I should have did it then. So now, I have to deal with that too. I addressed that in the issue. I had to do 2 waiver forms. Plus they made a change. They never told me that they were still charging me. I didn't even know. So I found out when they were doing the second waiver form. So I included that too. And that's illegal. They should have informed me. They never did that I could do a waiver, because I never went through this process. And I have a photographic memory. I know I never was told, and I looked back, I saw nothing in paperwork that showed a waiver information. So, and they have all the records. I did decorating in this house that was necessary. We almost lost our insurance. I had to paint the tire outside of the house, and had to do some repairs on the porch. And they had all the records of that, and plus I helped my father pay taxes. So this is ridiculous. I should have never had any overpayment. And to have to go through all this is ridiculous. And I pray for every senior citizen. I'm a senior citizen, and this isn't right. Our state is not doing right. Our nation is not doing right for seniors. I have a live webinar I have to go on at 7. And I've got to get on there earlier just to be sure that I have a spot reserved. It's Christian Mickelson, and excellent in teaching about business, and especially he does a webinar involving healing. And so that is, what I do. Primarily paint, but do healing throughout the day also. Well, I pray a miraculous healing prayer for everyone in this world. It should be peace, good spirit, good health, good strength. Amen. And I say a prayer especially for the people that are going through climate change. And I've mentioned this on social media. I just hope and pray for everyone. It is just horrible what's going on with this inclement weather. It is causing flooding, and homes are getting flooded, and they're blowing up. It is terrible in Virginia what's going on. It was awful. And many other places around the world, things are happening. And the best thing you got to do is get out, have a rowboat. If you're in, I hate to say it, just got to have a rowboat, especially in areas where there's a lot of coastal water, lakes, rivers, because these poor people had no chance. They could not get out. They could not get out. The woman I was reading, she went to the attic and she was waiting for her husband to come, and the whole house just blew up. And she had many severe burns from that. So it is the wisest thing, like I said, have a boat, and you've got to get out. You cannot be waiting for somebody to rescue you. It's such a shame. I'm praying a miraculous healing prayer for everybody all around the world. All wonderful people should not have this climate change and problems. Amen. I can't even believe what's going on. And I remember visiting Virginia was over 20 years ago. It's close to about 30 years. And it was not heavy rain. It was wonderful sunshine. I did a lot of walking around. We walked for miles and we didn't have rain happening. No heavy rain. It was so lovely visiting there. So I remember walking on a farm, and then after that we walked to a beautiful French restaurant. It's just gorgeous to be able to walk around for miles. And it wasn't too hot. It was just beautiful weather. And it was late spring and early summer when I was there. So right about the time all this is occurring, it was just magnificent weather. Nothing was happening almost 30 years ago. I don't know how it is, after that I didn't visit, but I didn't hear anything. My friend and her family lived in Virginia. We didn't hear anything like this. This is all new. And I pray that the DeGrues, that's the family I know, is everybody is safe, and just pray. Well, I'm just going to be thinking positive thoughts. Everything is fine. I'm not going to worry. And God heals 100%. Well, I hope everybody has a good day or good night, depending on where you are in the world. If you didn't need the prayer that I just said, you know, and hopefully you don't, uh, just say it anytime that you do. And if you want to visit our site, that's ParentalWorldKnowledge.com, you will get 2 miraculous healing prayers anytime, just for visiting our latest blog post. Whether you need it now or you need it later, we greatly appreciate you visiting. And it could be for you or for somebody else that you say the prayer for, if they're not able to. God heals 100%. I just do the prayer. I do not do the healing. Only God does that 100%. Amen. Just going to finish up the one coat, one layer here, and that's it. Thank you for kissing me. Hickey lickies. Okay, that's you are so cute. You are so cute. I love you. Yes, we're going out soon. I didn't forget. Didn't forget. I don't know what I did to get all these icky lickies. He's giving me kisses. Thank you. Such a wonderful puppy. Okay. We're going right out. I'll just finish this one part. All right, honey. Well, that's it for now. Okay, baby, what we're going to do is go out. I'll say again, good night or good day. Bye now.